Cheers and welcome everybody. I'm going to do a tasting of a beer sent to me by Alex Loijos, a member of Milk the Funk. This is a beer that he made out of sauerkraut, or from a sauerkraut culture. So he pre-soured with a sauerkraut culture and sent me the beer. This is a little bit different than what you might be thinking though. So right now a lot of people are kind of experimenting with alternative sources of lactic acid bacteria. If you don't know about this kind of stuff, people will be using or have tried using probiotics, for example, or unpasteurized yogurt. Some people have tried using other sources for sauerkraut, from kimchi, kombucha. Kombucha is a little bit tough because it has a lot of acetic acid bacteria in it. But Alex fermented with a sauerkraut culture. Now, he did a little bit differently than what you might want to do, or what most people might do. I'm not an expert on sauerkraut or anything, but I have read one paper on it as far as the microbiology of it goes. The first 1 to 3 days, you have a lot of different microbes, a lot of different kinds of bacteria in there, including Leuconostoc, and Weissella. And you also have lactic acid bacteria. There's also probably wild yeast in there. After about, I think it's 4 days, lactic acid bacteria, the lactobacillus starts to dominate, especially after 7 days, and then after 14 days, that's pretty much all that's left because of the low pH kills all the other stuff. And the lactic acid bacteria, the lactobacillus, is kind of also, the population also goes down, but the ones that remain are thought to be very acid tolerant. So using like a 14-day sauerkraut brine would be probably the normal approach to using lactic acid bacteria to make a sour beer with. Now Alex, what he did is he made some brine, a brand new batch of sauerkraut and a batch of wort at the same time. And on day 1 of the brine, he took a bit of that and he put it in the wort. On day 2, he took another sample of brine and put that in the wort. And on day 3 and day 4, the same thing. So he kind of had a progression of microbes in his wort that was similar to what would have occurred in the sauerkraut. So he had the Weissella and the Leuconostoc. Supposedly, I guess, day 1 through 3, and then on the 4th day, lactic acid bacteria. He let that go. After the 4th day, he stopped doing that, I think, and I think he left it for another 7 days for the lactic acid bacteria to lower the pH a little bit. He noticed, looking back through his notes on Milk the Funk, he noticed that the brine pH was lower, got lower faster than the pH of the wort. So he gave the wort a little bit longer time before he pitched yeast, although the microbes from the sauerkraut fermented out almost completely the wort. And I'm not sure how much more gravity drop he got from the yeast, but anyway, he sent me the beer, and here it is. He made this back in early December of last year. So we're going to open it up and give it a try. So it was a bit of a gusher, so I got a lot of sediment stir up on there. Nice pillowy head that's probably going to dissipate pretty quickly. Yellow color, pretty hazy, although, like I said, it's a bit of a gusher. A lot of carbonation in there. Let's get the aroma on it. A really interesting aroma. You can tell that there is a little bit of acidity. I think I'm picking up a little bit of DMS in it, maybe a little bit of a tomatoey, canned tomato kind of character to it, which he noticed in the thread when he was talking about it, that he got that character. I think that would be dimethyl sulfide. You also get like an earthiness from it too. You get kind of like a carrot juice. Also picking up on light fruit citrus notes as well. Slight doughiness maybe from the malt. Let's give it a try. Cheers. Definitely has a little bit of tartness, not a lot. And I believe that it has a DMS aspect to it. kind of a tomato sauce, and that probably came from those early on microbes. Yeah, it definitely has kind of a tomato sauce character to it. Also, a little bit tart, not super tart, very fizzy. A little bit of a light lemon character in there. The beer's very dry. I think you said it was fairly thick on the mouthfeel. It seems pretty normal at this point. Let's say maybe medium body to it. As you drink it, the tomato sauce character aspect of it kind of goes away. Your palate kind of adjusts to that pretty quickly, I think. I don't know if that is completely DMS or if it's some other sulfur compound. Um, DMS is pretty volatile, um, so it's possible that it'll volatilize out of the beer as you're even drinking it. Maybe it has a lot of very nice lemon tartness. Dries out really well. Doesn't linger on the palate whatsoever. Very light drinking. Really great body balance between the carbonation and the medium body, high carbonation. That carbonation probably helps it quite a bit, although I think it may have carbonated more than he intended it to. But other than the little bit of a tomatoey sauce thing, it actually tastes like a really good beer. I think that culturing from Sauerkraut has a lot of potential. I might not do it the same way that he did it. It did create a very unique product. Right. I'm not sure if it has, maybe some health benefits of some sort. I don't know, but using the lactic acid bacteria from Sauerkraut, I think, has a lot of potential. So thanks for sending me this very interesting and unique beer, Alex. We did document it on Milk of the Funk Wiki. I'll put a link to that down below. If you're a member of the Milk of the Funk Facebook group, you can see a direct link to the conversation on Milk of the Funk. Highly recommend that you check it out. It's very interesting. So cheers, and thanks for watching.